Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is the Honda CRZ and it's supposed to be a sports car coupe from Honda. However, it's not what we expected it to be. Well, when it came out anyway. I was only like 7 when it came out. It wasn't what we expected because it was a hybrid. We didn't expect that at all. We expected a high performance coupe. However, it wasn't 100% bad. It did come with a manual gearbox. And well, can't complain too much about that, can I? Now, the car was a successor to the Honda CRX, which was a cool old coupe, very fast, very cool, from the 20th century. I don't know what year specifically, but it was supposed to be a successor to this, and a lot of people thought it wasn't good enough. But anyway, we are here to review the car, so let's go. So, the exterior. Well, the front, unfortunately, I don't like, and a lot of people are going to hate what I have to say about it. It looks like a fish, but mainly the grille bit looks like a fish. And if you remember my Suzuki Swift Sport video, if you are a regular viewer of this channel, you will remember I said the front of that looks like a fish as well. And well, here's another one. However, the front is really the only place I can complain about. Well, not exactly. Wait. Watch the video and you'll see. The side profile is super cool. I cannot complain. It looks like a spaceship, and every kid and teenager loves spaceships. And this looks really cool, really slick as well. I like that. The rear I also really like. I like the lights. I just like it, except for that rear wiper, which really doesn't suit it. But that's not the bit I'm complaining about. You still have to wait for that. The interior. Well, it's a downgrade for me. It's not even a downgrade, it's just down. It's just a mess. Everything's all over the place. The infotainment screen looks like it's offset to the passenger side, like a Toyota Yaris. And you got what looks like 2 remote controls that are just stuck on like an afterthought on the side of the steering wheel. Not only do they look stuck on like an afterthought, there's just more buttons for you to press and it's just all over the place. I will give you the gauge cluster though, that does look pretty cool. Performance? Well, it had a 1.5 litre inline 4-cylinder with an electric motor, 122 horsepower, 128 pound-feet of torque. It weighed 1,200 kilograms and it came with a 6-speed manual gearbox. 0 to 60 was a very sluggish 9.8 seconds, and the top speed was 124 miles an hour. So as you can see, not that fast. However, on certain versions the power had been upped a bit. So you had a 1.5 litre inline 4-cylinder like before with an electric motor, this time 135 horsepower and 140 pound-feet of torque. Depending on what trim you got, this is a sport trim specifically I believe, it weighed a bit less and it came with the same 6-speed manual gearbox. 0 to 60 had been improved to 9 seconds and the top speed was the same at 124 miles an hour. However, it's still pretty slow. I think that this car should have had 180 horsepower at least, minimum, easy. The practicality, and well, this is another downgrade for the Honda. The boot was only 225 litres big, which is pretty much tiny and useless, but I know what you're thinking. It's a coupe, it's not supposed to have a big boot, and yes, I understand and I agree. It's a coupe, doesn't need a big boot. However, if we're talking about generally, like hatchbacks, saloons and so on, then it is a really small boot. A lot of people will just fold down the 2 rear seats to give you more practicality, and when you do that, you get over 400 litres of space. Not brilliant, but it is better than not having the seats folded. And like the boot being small, which is normal, the rear seats being cramped is also normal. Legroom was terrible, headroom was also terrible. It's just not really designed to be a 4-seater car. However, there's 2 seats in the rear for you, so if you're really desperate to carry someone, then well, what choice do you have? The handling? Well, the Honda could hold its own through the corners. It was pretty good, I will give you that. However, it did have somewhat stiff suspension, which means that over potholes, cracks, bumps, it's gonna be very stiff. It's a very harsh ride. So I will give you that. No, I will give you that. I will not give you that. It's a bad thing. Is there anything else worth noting? Well, this is the bit I've been waiting to talk about, the bit I've been waiting to complain about. It has a bar in the middle of the rear window. And it's not just this car, the Honda Insight, the Honda Civic, this, the Toyota Prius. They all have it. It's terrible. I know what you're thinking. Well, you got sensors and cameras, so you don't really need a rear window. However, the rear window still exists and it's still important. And with this, it's hard to see out the back. And that is obviously a negative. Because you need to see out the back, don't you? It's obviously important. The reliability was good. It was a Honda, and Honda's reliability is of course very good. However, it does have batteries on it, and if you do plan to keep the car for God knows how long, I don't know, 85 years, 1,000,000 miles, exaggerating of course, then obviously the batteries would need to be changed because obviously they'd be worn down by then, because that's how batteries work. And that is really it for that. So, verdict time. What is the verdict? Well, the pros are it has a cool side profile, and when I say cool, I mean cool. The rear is nice, besides that rear wiper and that spoiler. It is an economical car because it is a hybrid. It is reliable because it is a Honda. I know it's a hybrid, but it comes with a manual, and I have to give it that because a lot of hybrids come with an automatic and even a CVT. If this had a CVT, oh my god, that would be hell breaking loose. And it has modest handling. However, the cons are, and it's a whole list, it has a small boot, but that is normal for a coupe. The rear seats were cramped, but again, like the boot, it's normal. It's not as fast as we hoped, it was considerably slow. The hybrid ruins the image, especially from when it came out back in 2010. Hybrids were frowned upon a lot back then compared to what they are now. The front isn't so pretty, but that one's just my own opinion personally. The interior looks like a mess. I say looks like a mess, it is a mess. It's all over the place. The ride can be very harsh over bumps and cracks. And the rear visibility is limited because of that stupid spoiler that's just been placed right in the middle like it's a Honda Civic. But anyway, that concludes my review of the Honda CR-Z? Is this the CR-Z? I don't know anymore. You may as well call it the Honda CR-A, CR-E, CR-O, the OBT1T6 AC19. Yeah, that's the new name for the Honda. But anyway, if you would like to check out my main channel. Oh, bye bye. Or not.
Darren, you're stupid.
Yeah, we can see.
Oh. No, Darren.
No, he's not okay. He's a bloody idiot. Then I will leave a link to that in the description below. If you could subscribe to that, that would be great. Now, next week's car is this. This should be easy as no other car really looks like this. So, if you can guess it, leave a comment below. And speaking of comments, if you want a car that you want me to review, then leave that car in the comments below as well. And if there is enough information on the internet / YouTube, I can do a review for you. However, you may have to wait a bit if I've got cars planned before. But otherwise, that is it for today's video. I will see you guys next week. Peace.